Adrianne Evans, and I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. Normally I work with cast glass, and I do fusing and I do kiln casting. I work a lot with themes of like geology and science, basically taking mechanisms from nature and copying them at a scale that I can relate to a little bit better. Helps me understand how the larger mechanisms work. During my residency here at the Museum of Glass, I'm planning on taking some of the things I'm familiar with, for instance, using powdered glasses and fine frets. And I made these grawls by making plaster silica molds and packing glass into them. Traditional pâte de verre, basically. And the idea is to trap them in the clear glass, and in a similar way that clouds are made of tiny little water particles, the tiny little air bubbles that are trapped, I'm hoping will create clouds. So it's all clear glass that I'm using, some tints occasionally, but just using all these tiny bubbles to create cloud formations in the glass. And I'm also going to experiment. I've worked with these sort of sedimentary geological forms for a while in casting, and I want to play with that material in a blowing situation, and don't really know what's going to happen. We're just going to see and then try more stuff from there. So this is made by filling a reservoir. I fill the water up to here, and then I pour layer after layer of powdered glass, and it settles to the bottom, just like the bottom of a riverbed. And then I drain all the water out, and I'll fuse it at 1200 degrees, and then the guys are gonna roll this up into a tube, hopefully. We'll see what happens. So as we're working on a piece, the first couple of days, I don't know when we start a piece exactly what shape I want. I've been working with three basic shapes, open-ended cylinders, sort of dome shapes, and bell jar shapes, just to keep a simple form. But I don't know until we start seeing what's happening inside the glass what would be the best way to resolve it. I don't know, but I think it looks pretty damn cool with the bubble under it. I can say to Ben, like, well, what happens if we do this? Because I don't really know what's possible. And then he'll kind of go, and sure, you know. Could we do something where we, like, leave it almost as it is and just have this, like, little bubble dome under it? Is that
sure
crazy, or? Because, like, seeing the reflection of underneath it in the bubble is, you see that?
Yep.
I really like that. What do you think of that, Niko?
I think it's really neat.
You like that idea of just putting another bubble and then, like, almost like a bubble dome under it, and then having that above it? And so, very much working with Ben and Gabe and Niko to find what the best resolution is for each piece to bring out the nature of what's inside the glass. No, I've never been to Tacoma before, or the Museum of Glass, and when I first walked in on the first day, I was the first one here, and I walked into the hot shop and was just so overwhelmed. It's amazing, and the crew here is unbelievable. I mean, they can do so much more than I hadn't been able to imagine, and so I'm quickly trying to re-engineer as I realize what they're able to do, because it's they make it look so easy and I know that it's not, but for them maybe it is.